Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling off, guilty, like you did something wrong but couldn't quite figure out why? Like you went in calm, just trying to talk about something simple, and somehow ended up apologizing for something you didn't even do. And worse, your head is spinning, confused, wondering if maybe you really did overreact. Sound familiar? If so, then listen closely. This video might free you from something that's been holding you back for years, without you even knowing it had a name. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now's the time. This content is for people who want to understand human behavior, protect themselves from toxic relationships, and, most of all, understand themselves. We don't waste time here. We go deep, but in a simple, straight-to-the-point way. So hit that bell and let's go. Picture this. You're having dinner, everything's cozy, lights are low, music's soft, but something feels off. The person sitting next to you, someone close, suddenly says, "Look, I'm just being honest with you, okay?" At first, it sounds fair, transparent, but the tone, it chills you, because right after that comes the punch. A harsh critique, something that hits deep. You freeze up, tight chest, lump in the throat, but you stay silent. After all, who wants to argue with honesty, right? This is the first of 5 phrases that expose a manipulator, and it hides behind the mask of virtue. "I'm just being honest with you" sounds harmless, but it's the perfect bait. The manipulator puts themselves on a pedestal of truth while using that honesty as a shield to hurt you. It's like hitting you with a Bible. It's not just what's said, it's what's implied. You're not allowed to push back, otherwise you're too sensitive for the truth. Carl Jung talked about this. He called it shadow projection. The manipulator dumps the parts of themselves they can't handle onto you. They use honesty like a Trojan horse to invade your emotions and hijack the conversation. They judge, criticize, and then convince you it's for your own good. Now here's the twist. Most manipulators don't even realize they're manipulating. That's the creepiest part. It's unconscious. They actually believe they're just being real. But what they're really doing is trying to control you without you noticing. Want a real-life example? Think of that one friend who suddenly says, "Girl, just being honest, your boyfriend doesn't suit you." And then, surprise, she flirts with him. Seen that? Yeah. Truth never walks alone. It always drags intention behind it. And manipulators, they're masters at this. Think that's bad? Buckle up for phrase number 2. You're overreacting. If the first phrase plants doubt, this one digs the hole. It completely invalidates how you feel. It's the classic gaslighting. Long before that word went viral, Jung was already describing it. You know when you try to explain something that bothered you, and instead of listening, the person hits back with, "You're making a big deal out of nothing?" Bam. That's manipulation. You start questioning yourself, wondering, am I just too sensitive? The issue isn't you. It's the way your emotion is being dismissed. Jung said our emotions are messengers from the unconscious. When someone ignores or twists that, they're cutting you off from your own inner compass. That's dangerous, because then you start disconnecting from your truth. And I know what you might be thinking, but what if I really was overreacting? That doubt? That's the poison. The manipulator plants it and you water it. Little by little, you lose trust in your own feelings, and the control shifts. Let me give you a relatable example. You're in a relationship and you bring up how they've been distant. They respond, "You're overreacting, I'm just tired." And this keeps happening, again and again. That's not tiredness. That's an unconscious strategy to throw you off balance. Now let's move to the third one, and this one plays the guilt card. After everything I've done for you, this one hits heavy. It comes with guilt, with the invisible weight of a debt you never signed up for. The person uses past actions, often done voluntarily, as emotional currency. I was there for you when no one else was, and this is how you repay me. Sound familiar? Jung saw this as the martyr complex. The manipulator plays the hero, but charges a steep price. It's like every favor comes with a hidden invoice, and if you don't pay up, you're ungrateful. Let's be real. True generosity doesn't keep score. If someone keeps reminding you of what they did for you, they're silently telling you it wasn't free. That's not love. That's emotional investing with strings attached. And the worst part? It usually comes from people you care about. A parent, a partner, a close friend. And suddenly you feel awful. So you give in, shrink yourself, just to avoid disappointing them. And bit by bit, you lose your sense of self. Feeling the weight? Yeah, and we've still got two more. Here's the fourth phrase. Subtle but explosive. You made me do this. This is when someone refuses to own their behavior. They dump the blame for their actions onto you. They yelled, your fault. They cheated, you pushed them to it. They hit you with something cruel, well, you provoked it. This is the most sneaky form of manipulation. It flips the script. The manipulator becomes the victim, and you're suddenly the villain. Jung called this an underdeveloped ego, someone who hasn't figured out that emotions are a personal responsibility. No one can make us feel something. We feel things based on our own internal stories and past experiences. So when someone says, "You made me yell," they're dodging ownership of their emotional reaction. They're telling you, without saying it directly, that you're in charge of their behavior. And that's not just wrong, that's abusive. You end up walking on eggshells, always trying not to set them off. It's exhausting. It drains you. And now, the most dangerous phrase of all. If you really loved me, you would. This one cuts deep because it goes straight for your identity. It makes you feel like your love is always under trial, that you're never enough, that love is a test you're constantly failing. This is emotional blackmail. It takes the most beautiful human feeling, love, and turns it into a weapon. And listen to this. A study at Stanford University analyzing over 3,000 domestic abuse cases found this exact phrase in 91% of victim testimonies. Let that sink in. This phrase destroys boundaries because it traps you in a no-win situation. Either you give in or you're accused of not loving enough. It's the perfect prison. Jung said real love respects the process of individuation, meaning it allows each person to be who they are without molding themselves to someone else's expectations. If someone links their love to your submission, that's not love, that's control. Now, breathe. Maybe you've heard all these phrases, maybe from people you deeply care about. And maybe now you're asking yourself, am I in a manipulative relationship? The answer isn't in your head, it's in your body. Yes, your body. The mind can be fooled, but the body, it knows. When you hear any of these phrases, pay attention to how you feel. Tight chest, knot in the stomach, shallow breathing. Those are signals. Your emotional immune system saying, something's wrong here. So what do? There's a simple trick, and it works. It's actually based on Jung's approach. Next time someone uses one of these lines, respond like this. I noticed you said that phrase, but I was talking about something else. Just that. No yelling, no arguing. It snaps the manipulation in half. Then say, I need to think about what you just said. Let's pause this conversation. That sentence is pure kryptonite. The manipulator loses power because they can't keep you on the defensive. And finally, trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Manipulation isn't random, it's a language. And once you learn to recognize it, no one can speak it to you without being exposed. You deserve relationships that feel light, honest, where love doesn't cage you, it sets you free. And if you've recognized any of these phrases in someone you know, type conscious shadow in the comments. Let's show each other we're not alone in this. And please, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. It might stop them from walking into yet another manipulative conversation and lead them to emotional freedom instead. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, clarity is power.